Welcome back, Review a Day, episode number 207. My name is Leland, and thank you so much for being here. Yesterday, I saw the A-Team. If you haven't checked out my review of that, please do. It so completely bummed me out. And today I woke up and I thought, you know what the heck? I'm gonna go check out the new Karate Kid remake because a lot of people are talking about this movie, and I thought I might as well throw my 2 cents in. This new Karate Kid remake is directed by Harold Zwart, a guy that actually has directed like a Pink Panther movie, and Agent Cody Banks, none of which are films I've actually seen, so I'm not really familiar with the director. However, it's the Karate Kid. We've got Jaden Smith, Will Smith's kid. Jackie Chan is filling in for Mr. Miyagi. He's Mr. Han in this film. And we've also got Taraji P. Henson, who is an actress I really actually adore. I did not see I Can Do Bad All By Myself, but Taraji P. Henson is honestly one of the only things I can remember about The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Honestly, I think the only real problem with this Karate Kid remake is the fact that it's actually called The Karate Kid. Because first off, there is no karate in this movie. What Jaden Smith learns from Jackie Chan, Mr. Han, is Kung Fu. So it really doesn't make any sense that it's called The Karate Kid. And I also think that if they had called this movie The Kung Fu Kid or gone with a different name entirely, I really think it would have appeased a lot of hardcore fans of the original film. I think anytime you remake a movie, I think people's knee-jerk reaction a lot of the time is to go, no, I don't want to see that. It's not going to be as good as the original. And I think that skepticism is completely valid. Like, we've seen so many bad remakes that do not stand up to the original. And I think at its core, it's a creatively bankrupt idea to begin with. Like, why remake something when you could create something new or make something that's kind of a tribute to what you love? Make something different, though. And honestly, if you want to talk about movies, I mean, the plot of this movie, let me lay it out. Jaden Smith plays this young kid. His mom and he have to move to China. While he's there, he's an outsider. He's a little bit cocky. He's acting out, and he gets bullied by a group of Asian kids. And he wants to learn Kung Fu to fight them, and it turns out that the landlord, who pretends like he doesn't care, he's a little bit grizzled. It's played by Jackie Chan. He acts like he doesn't care, but he cares. He really cares. And he decides to take it upon himself to teach Jaden Smith Kung Fu. Jackie Chan's character is very much Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven. You know, he's hung up his spurs and he's never gonna fight again, but you know, we know how that goes. I mean, if anything, that's the plot to Kickboxer, when Jean-Claude Van Damme went across seas and he had to win the love of an Asian girl by fighting through a Muay Thai boxing competition. It's more Kickboxer than it is The Karate Kid. But all of that aside, I actually had a lot of fun with this movie. I think that this movie is thoroughly entertaining from beginning to end. And this movie's 2.5 hours long. And if I have a real complaint, aside from the title of this movie, it's that this movie is 2 hours, 20 minutes, and I don't know why you would do in 2:20 what you could do in, say, 1:40. I mean, really, this movie, you just need the kid to get bullied a little bit, have a punk-faced kid I want to see get punched in the face at the end of the movie, have a training montage, have that final battle in the end, and this movie benefits from what every single sports inspirational film or boxing movie has going for it, which is sports are inherently suspenseful. That even at the end of Invictus, which is a movie where they talk about colorblind rainbows and it's about how black and white, we can all live together and be happy. Even at the end of that movie, it was suspenseful because they just threw a rugby match into the end. This movie, I think, is surprisingly well directed on one hand. I complained yesterday about the A-Team about how there were no characters and how I couldn't even tell if the action was good. Here in The Karate Kid, I think Jaden Smith is actually pretty good in this movie. He's cocky. I know a lot of people maybe don't dig that, but I think he's funny and really kind of charming. And Jackie Chan is just one of my favorite screen icons. I mean, talk about a guy who puts his body on the line for film. Like, he's risked his life time and time again because he loves movies. And I'm fine with him cashing a check in this movie and playing kind of the, you know, the inspiring figure. In this movie, we get some pretty cool and really well-directed action sequences. I think there's a great fight sequence where Jackie Chan takes on a group of kids basically by not fighting them. You know, they come at him with a fist and he dodges and the friend ends up punching the other guy in the face, which was really quite cool. I mean, here we have people doing martial arts, something that is, I think, interesting, and you can stand and watch someone do martial arts, and I think it's impressive. And you have them doing some really well choreographed fights, which are actually really shot very well, and it has that what I complained about in A-Team, that same handheld Michael Bay style of action. But in The Karate Kid, I never was confused about what was going on, and the action sequences seemed to play out incredibly well. And I'll be honest, the ending move of this movie, I won't ruin it for anyone, but I was like, that's pretty badass. I had a good time with The Karate Kid. It's way too long. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I really do recommend people go check this movie out if you're interested. Head over to nitpickit.com or Dampercast. Check out the podcasts I do. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time.